Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dreadlord here, and we're here with the updated Dread kit review. Before we start off, if there is a certain kit you would like to see next, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below, and whatever kit gets the most comments for it, I will go ahead and do that one next. And I plan to do this one tomorrow, since I did miss my upload yesterday, because I wasn't feeling so good. So, whatever kit you want to see next, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe it'll be up tomorrow. So, with that out of the way, let me go ahead and explain what I do for these kit reviews. I go through a kit. This one is going to be Dread. And I go through the skills, show you the upgrades, and I give each skill a rating 1 through 10. And then I make up a couple ratings on my own that still apply to the game. And then that gives the overall score for the kits. So, let's go ahead and begin with the Dread kit. Its first skill is called Shadow Burst, and you fire 3 Wither Skulls at once, and they deal 3 damage per head. Okay, this text is a little misleading. It's not 3 damage per head. It's 3 damage within the explosion radius. So these heads will fly out in all different directions, and if one head hits a person, it'll do 3 damage, but if 2 heads hit, it'll still do 3 damage. These skulls do not stack, so the text is a little bit misleading. And this is also true damage, so you start out by doing 1.5 hearts with your skill, and then that increases all the way up to 9, and this skill also has a 12 EPH, or 12 energy per hit, so you can use it every 9 hits, which is the same as Zombie, I believe. And I give this skill a 6. It is pretty good. It's not super anything OP. It doesn't really start making a difference, I say, until around 6 or 7. When you're starting to do 3 and 4 hearts, that's when it can really turn a fight around. Other than that, it's not super bad, not super good. It's above average, so that's why it gets a 6. And the next skill is called Soul Eater, and whenever you hit somebody, you have a 12% chance to gain 3 hunger and 1 health. And this 1 health is only half a heart, not a full heart, just half a heart. And then this skill increases a bit all the way up to 25%. Now this skill I give a 4 out of 10, mainly because it doesn't make a huge difference in a lot of fights until you get it around maybe 7 is when you can start noticing a difference, maybe. But other than that, only half a heart at max, every 4 hits. That's not really good. It's not anything super OP, so gaining the hunger does really help in deathmatch, though. If you happen to kill somebody, you can come out of a fight with full hunger if you started with like 4 hunger bars. So it is helpful in that regard, but other than that, not that much. So only a 4 out of 10. This next skill is called Soul Siphon, and when you kill somebody, you gain Regen 1 for 2 seconds and Strength 1 for 1 second. And this increases by half a second each time, all the way up to 6 seconds of Regen and 5 seconds of Strength. Now, this skill I give a 5 out of 10, mainly because you're really only getting this skill for the strength. The regen does not do anything. Regen 1 for 4 seconds, maybe that's 1 heart, a heart and a half, and then even at max, maybe 2.5 hearts. You don't use it for the regen, use it for the strength. And I say around 5 is when you can start ignoring this skill for a bit if you want to upgrade the kit a little bit. Because strength 1 for 3 seconds is pretty good. You can pretty much kill anybody at full health, even if you're at half health if you're pretty good at PvP. So, skill gets a 5 out of 10. Next is the kit, and you start it with an iron sword, a potion of healing, and a stake. Now, something to say about this is Dread does start with a heal potion, whereas Shaman and Arcanist do not, I believe. So it was pretty good in regards to the other 2 most common kits. And moving on, you get the Diamond Sword at 4, and then at 7 is when you get that second heal pot, and then at 8 is when you get the Diamond Helmet, and then max is when you get the Smite on the sword, and you get the protection from fire and explosions on your helmet. Now, the kit I give an overall rating of 6, because while it does start off really good at level 4 with Diamond Sword, which is the only kit other than Blaze that gets a Diamond Sword at 4. But it does take a while to get that armor, which Blaze will get it at 7, and all the other hero kits will get them a little bit earlier. So you'd have to upgrade it a lot to get your armor. But other than that, the max kit is pretty good if you like to rush withers. This is a good class for you, and you're willing to get it to max. Once you do get to max, you can definitely start farming coins pretty easy. So, that gets a 6 out of 10. The next skill is called Gathering Talent. I always make that mistake. It's called dark matter, and whenever you mine iron ore, you have a 25% chance to drop iron ingots. And this skill increases a little bit, all the way up to 100%. Now, this skill I give a 5 out of 10. While it isn't useful at all in deathmatch, it is quite useful in the pre-mining phase. You can mine around, you can get yourself a good amount of armor. For me personally, I get 11 sets, and this means that you're actually mining more, so you're getting more food than average kits will if you're not gonna smelt your iron ore. But I do not recommend just trying to get like 20 sets of armor if you're just starting out. I definitely wouldn't recommend you get around the 60, 70 before you start just mining iron ore, because it does, even though it's a like 1 out of 2 iron ore that gives you an ingot, it still takes a while. So, yep, that is a 5 out of 10. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the values I create. The first one is called utility, and this basically means how effective is the class in a lot of different scenarios, like is it good in a hole, is it good above ground, is it good in a sky base, etc. So this skill gets a 7, mainly because it is pretty good in a lot of things. Above ground, it is pretty decent as long as you can hit your wither skulls. Sometimes you can actually launch them up in the air and they take more damage. So that skill gets a 7. The next value is called simplicity, and this basically means how simple is the class to use. And this class gets an 8 on that scale because it is very easy to use. All you do is hit them and you right click whenever your skill's ready. Not that hard, not anything too challenging other than trying to time your strength to kill or chain kill other people. That's really all you have to get used to with Dread, but since Herobrine is out and that's just like a basic kit that everybody can practice with, it's not that hard to get used to. The next one is called Return, and this basically means how fast can you earn your money back that you put into Dread. And this skill, or this value, gets a 6 because you do have to get it a little bit higher. You do have to get a little bit high before you can start competing with other high level kits. But with the strength and the level 4 Diamond Sword, it is pretty easy to farm kills, and you can even rush withers if you want with that Diamond Sword, because it does do a pretty good amount of damage to withers without the smite, and with the smite, oh geez, oh god, you can rush one wither down in maybe 10 minutes. Probably even less if you really try. So it is pretty good for farming kills. And yep, that gets a 6 out of 10. And the last value I create, it's called fun, and this just means how fun is the class to use. And this value gets a 7 because it is a really fun class to use, even though it's pretty simple. Those Dread Skulls, once you do get them to a decent level, can really start winning you a lot of fights. Somebody starts fighting you maybe at 40, you hit them a couple times, and then all of a sudden they're like down to 30 or 25 or 20 even. And you just feel so powerful, and then those times you launch them into the air and they take like 20 hearts of damage. Oh, it's so funny. I'm exaggerating a bit for that, but you get the point. So the fun of the class is a 7 out of 10. And overall, that brings the kit to a 6 out of 10. I do want to say something though. If this is like your first hero kit, this is definitely one that I do recommend you getting first, as it is very simple and you can get a lot of coins back very fast. I do think it is the best hero kit to start out with. So, if you're a beginner, it's very recommended that you get this class. Otherwise, I give it a 6 out of 10. So, normally I would have clips of playing Dread, but since Dread is pretty similar to a Herobrine, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have played Herobrine, it plays very similar to Herobrine, other than the skill where you just, instead of Herobrine, instead of just spamming it, Dread just takes a little while to use its skill. That's really the only difference, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have played Herobrine now. So I don't think it'd be really beneficial, because all the tips for Herobrine and Dread are practically the same. So, with that out of the way, this has been the Dread kit review. Again, if there is a certain kit you would like to see next, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe it'll be the next one. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.